So this is lesson 6.2, elementary algebra, multiplication and division of rational expressions. We are on example number 6. So let's go ahead and get that one down. They're asking us to multiply a times a plus 5 times a minus 5 times a plus 4 all over a squared plus 5a. Okay, so remember, these are all over 1. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the bottom. Since the top numbers or top expressions are all simplified, there's nothing that can be broken down. So we're going to look at this one here. And we've got a plus 5, a minus 5, a plus 4, and this is over, factor out an a, okay, so all I can do is cancel that with that, and that a with that, and I'm left with a minus 5 times a plus 4, and I'm done. Okay, so let's look at a couple examples under unit analysis, which is the next section of 6.2. And it is just being able to convert between units of measure by multiplying by 1. Okay, so I don't know if I've taught this to you. I've taught it to several other classes, but this works in chemistry, physical science, and math. If you learn it this way, you don't have to relearn it any other way. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to look at example 7. The Mall of America in the Twin Cities covers 78 acres. Alright, so it covers 78 acres. And it says that 1 square mile equals 640 acres. Okay, how many square miles does the Mall of America cover? So we're changing that to square miles. Okay, so we're going to start out with what we're given. Make a time sign, make a line, put acres on the bottom. Okay, always do that. Whatever's here goes on the bottom. Now we're going to convert. Do we know anything? Do we know a relationship between acres and what we're looking for, square miles? Yes, we do. We know that there are 640 acres in 1 square mile. And is this what we're looking for? Yes. So we're done. We don't have to keep going. And we can cancel those acres because one's on the top and one's on the bottom. And whatever's left should be what we're looking for. So now I take 78 divided by 640 because this is on the bottom and this is on the top. And that gives me 0.12 square miles. So 0.12 square miles. Alright, let's look at example number 8. And being able to convert really does make sense because it helps you to take something that you don't quite picture and figure it into something that you can picture. So example 8 says the forest chairlift at the North Star Ski Resort in Lake Tahoe is 5,603 feet long. If a ride on the chair takes 11 minutes, what is the average speed of the lift in miles per hour? Now, telling me that I can go 5,603 feet in 11 minutes or per 11 minutes doesn't really help me. It doesn't tell me how fast it goes. I can't comprehend what that means, but if you tell me miles per hour, that makes more sense to me. So, let's go ahead and do that. We have 5,603 feet per 11 minutes. That's how long it takes to go that 5,603 feet. What if I went and decided I wanted to change it to miles instead of feet per hour? Okay, I just have to change feet to miles, minutes to hours, and I've done what I wanted to do. So I make a time sign and draw a line. And let's see if we can change feet to miles. Do I know, and feet goes on the bottom, always, so that this one and this one are in opposite places. Do I know anything about feet miles? Yes, I know that there are 5,280 feet in 1 mile. Miles is what I'm looking for, and I can cancel feet, so I know I'm done with this part of it. Now I need to find minutes to hours. So I make another time sign. Minutes is down here, so I'm going to put minutes up here. Do I know a comparison between minutes and hours? Yes, I know that there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. So again, I've got minutes on top, minutes on bottom, so I can cancel that with that. So far my feet, my minutes, my feet, and my minutes are all canceled, and what I have left are miles an hour. And not only miles an hour, but the miles is on the top like I want it, and the hours is on the bottom. That will always happen. Once I find my time that I'm looking for, I've got both my distance that I was wanting, miles, and the time I'm looking for, hours. So once those are done, then I am done. So I take 5603. So what I'm doing is I'm taking all the top numbers and multiply them. Then I take all the bottom numbers and multiply them. Okay? And when I multiply all of those out, I should get my answer, which in this case is 5.8 miles per hour. Now that makes sense to me. That's kind of a slow jog, and that seems reasonable that a chairlift would go about the speed of a slow jog. So looking at the problem set in 6.2, gosh, looking for something that's going to be scary here. Let's do number 25. And we won't have a separate video for the problems. We'll just kind of do a couple of them here since I have a little bit of time. Sheesh, if I get rid of some of this junk. Okay. So 25. 2a squared plus 7a plus 3 over a squared minus 16. It says divide, so I'm going to flip them over and put my 2a squared on top. Okay, so let's take the top one here and factor it. So remember, when you have a number in front of the a squared or x squared or whatever, you have to take that times that and get 6 and find two numbers together. Multiplied will give you 6 and added will give you 7. And in this case it ends up being 6 and 1. 6 times 1 is 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. So I have my numerator is 2a squared. Remember how you have to write them like this? So that these two numbers right here added together give me my middle term. And then I do my grouping. So I'm going to take a 2a out, and I'm left with an a plus 3. And I'm going to take a 1 out. And then I have 2a plus 1 and a plus 3. Get used to doing that. This procedure will not go away. That is the simplification of that top one. So let's see if I can kind of move things around here. Yeah, that'll be kind of a mess. Alright, so let's go ahead. I'll do it in blue. Okay, so there is the simplification of the top. The bottom is the difference of two squares. You've done a lot of that, so I'm assuming you remember how to do that. Alright, so let's get rid of some of my workspace here, or make some more. Whoop, that took away too much. Alright, so now let's simplify this here. And we'll do it over here to the right hand side. Again, we take this times this and get negative 24. Two numbers multiplied give me negative 24, added give me negative 5. So that would be 8 and 3. So notice, negative 8 plus 3 is negative 5. So my two numbers multiplied together, a negative and a positive, give me a negative. Added together, give me a negative here. Alright, now I group. So I'll put my little grouping symbols here. So I'll factor this to 2a, a minus 4. Take a 3 out. So I have 2a plus 3 and an a minus 4 over. Okay, so that's what I just did, is simplified this one. Now I have to simplify this one, and we'll put that down here, and then we can just cancel. So again, this times this, because there's a number there, gives me 12. I'll do it down here. And two numbers multiplied give me 12, added give me 8. So that'd be 6a plus 2a. Multiplied would give me 12, added give me 8. Little parentheses, I'm going to factor out a 2a, and I'm left with 2a plus 3. Here there's nothing to factor out, so there's just that assumed 1 there. So I'm going to take that answer and put up here. So 2a plus 1, my number's outside, and my number's inside. Alright, so this then is my simplified version of my original. Now I cancel. A minus 4, a minus 4. 2a plus 1, 2a plus 1, 2a plus 3, 2a plus 3. And that leaves me with a plus 3 over a plus 4, a plus 3 over a plus 4. And I'm done. Okay, so that's as hard as it gets, and that's can be kind of tricky. So it's a lot of work. They're expecting you to take a bunch of stuff that you learned in the past, put it all together, and be able to simplify these expressions. So anyway, that's it for problem 6.2. I'm just kind of looking here as you get down to like 41 to 46. You're doing the same thing. One of the things I want to remind you of, and what you'll find out in number 45, is that everything will cancel on top. You will have nothing left on top. So you have to put a 1 up there. You can't have a numerator with nothing there. So if you cancel everything, make sure you put the 1 on top. Now on the bottom, if there's a 1 on the bottom, it can just go away. It's not that big a deal. It's kind of like saying you can have 5 over 1, but you can't have over 5. You have to have something there. So if there's nothing there, you put 1 there. But here you don't need that because it's just 5. So that's it for lesson 6.2.